Let's get some reaction to this from Suzanne Evans, former Deputy Chair of UKIP, one of their best-known faces and voices. Suzanne, very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ian.
How ghastly is your flabber?
That was exactly the word I was going to use. My flabber is very ghasted rather. I'm absolutely astonished. Like you've just said, he has lost the backing of our entire NEC. I have to say, I was surprised at that unanimous vote. I thought there might be one or two people who would support him. There weren't, apart from himself. He certainly hasn't got the backing of the members. If he seriously thinks he can pass this emergency meeting that we're now going to have within 28 days, if he seriously thinks the members are going to back him, he's completely deluded. It's just not going to happen. There is practically nobody who supports him.
So how does this work now? There has to be an emergency general meeting. Who's entitled to attend that?
So any full paid-up member of UKIP in good standing is entitled to attend that meeting and to vote. And we will be notified within the next 9 days when and where that EGM will be. It will have to be held within the next 27 days. So I will certainly be going, as I'm sure will most other people who can get to that meeting. And as I say, I think he's going to be absolutely humiliated. I think I heard one of his previous aides this week calling him a Walter Mitty character. That's a pretty harsh thing to say about anybody. But it's increasingly difficult not to accept that with Henry, because he just doesn't seem to have any grip on reality. He seemed to think at the outset that nobody would bat an eyelid when he left his wife who is still breastfeeding their youngest child for a woman younger than his eldest daughter. He seemed to think nobody would bat an eyelid at that. How wrong was he? He then seems to expect everybody to believe that he says he's not going to see her anymore, and then what thinks it's okay that he can meet her in a very public place in a restaurant in central London, and we're not all going to wonder what lies is he telling us now. It really is beyond baffling, actually. Okay. And then this talk about him in his statement now saying he's going to drain the swamp. Well, Henry, I'm sorry, but it's looking like you are the swamp. It's beyond belief.
What of the future? Let's assume that the party does vote against him at this emergency meeting, and at the end of February he's out on his ear. Wouldn't it be a good idea for UKIP just to shut up shop at that point? Is there really a future for UKIP in British politics now?
It's very difficult, isn't it? Because UKIP, at one point, we won the European elections in 2014. We did very well in 2015. We actually got our first MP ever elected into the House of Commons. There will be a huge democratic deficit, I think, if people don't have a UKIP to vote for, because there are people who do not want to vote for either Conservatives or Labour. They see in UKIP a unique offering in many, many ways, I think, that it's different in politics. So I think it's going to be a great shame if UKIP is still not around for people to vote for, and it's still not around to do what I think it has done exceptionally well, which is snap at the heels of the other parties and somehow show them where their failings are and get them to take on board new ideas and even new policies. I think it would be a shame if it crumbled completely. But again, if we have the local elections in May and we lose all our seats and don't get any councillors elected, then what is the point? Because there's no point carrying on running a political party unless you can win. And if we can't win, there is no point.
You have to have money to fight elections. You have to have money to send out membership letters to 40-odd thousand people asking them to attend this meeting. What is the state of UKIP's finances?
Well, I'm not privy to what the state of UKIP's finances are.
You hear the gossip.
The gossip is that it's not very good, but as I say, I don't know what the reality of the situation is. But Henry Bolton will know exactly how much money we've got in our coffers, and he'll also know how much money it's going to cost to call this farce of an EGM. And seriously, if he was a responsible man, he shouldn't be putting us through this, because quite rightly, it's going to be a lot of money that we almost certainly can't afford, now, I would guess.
What's the one question, if you were in the studio at 7 o'clock with Nigel Farage and Henry Bolton, and there's a thought, what's the question that you would like Nigel to put to Henry Bolton?
Oh my goodness, just one. I think it would have to be, do you think I made a mistake in backing you for the leadership, Henry?
Well, there you are.
I think Nigel has backed a succession of leaders in UKIP who have failed, and I'm beginning to think that man has not very good judge of character. There you are. It's an odd question, perhaps, but the one that I doubt he will
Let's see if
ask.
we can persuade Nigel to ask that in a rigorous journalistic interview.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.